Let's have a little look at decreases. We will be doing left-leaning decreases, so decreases that point in that direction, and right-leaning decreases, decreases that point in that direction, sort of depending which side of the centre line of the work we are. I'm just going to whiz through. It's explained in the pattern, so let's just have a look at how you actually do them. For both types of decreases, you need to get the stitches in the correct order. You need 2 knit stitches sitting next to each other and their corresponding purl partners sitting next to each other, because you cannot decrease knit stitches if there's a purl in between, and vice versa. So all you need to do to get them sat together is just kind of reorder them on the needle a bit. So I'm just going to put the first knit stitch from the left needle to the right needle like that. Then I'm going to go behind, or I'm basically going to put my needle through the next 2 stitches together and move them from the left needle to the right needle. Look what's happened there. They're sort of magically sat next to each other. But both of these stitches are a little bit twisted now. So I need to get them all back onto the left needle to be able to work the decrease. So I'm going to just get my needle to the right of the purl stitch and pull it through like that. So now it's been untwisted and is in the right direction. And I'm going to do the same with the next knit stitch. It's now untwisted and in the right direction, going in the right direction. And that first one, I'm just going to pass straight over because it wasn't twisted at all. So I've now got my stitches sat 2 and 2. You can see. So the first one I'm going to do is a slip slip knit. Let's see what they look like. So slip 1 stitch, knit 1, slip 1 stitch, slip 1 stitch, and then what I do is I move them both to the left needle, but I don't take my right needle out because it's already exactly where I want it to be, and I'm just going to knit that with my Zinnia yarn. So now I've just got to decrease those 2 green avocado stitches. So I've got my yarns at the front just as normal, and I'm just going to put my needle through both of them as if to purl, and purl using avocado. And now what's happened, let me just get that out of the way. We've decreased 2 zinnia stitches down to 1, and we've decreased 2 avocado stitches down to 1. So that's a that's a left leaning decrease. Let's have a look at the right leaning decrease. So we're going to do exactly the same thing in terms of positioning our stitches. So let's move them over again. So first stitch gets slipped over onto the right needle. Then I go behind those 2 stitches and move them off together. Okay, so they're now sort of getting to be in the right order, but they're a bit twisty, aren't they? So I'm going to go in front there of the purl stitch and move it to the left, and in front of that knit stitch and move it back to the left, and then just slip that last zinnia stitch back to the left. And here we are again with 2 pairs of knit and purl stitches sitting neatly next to each other where they need to be. So this time I'm going to do a very simple knit 2 together. So I've got my yarns held at the back, and I'm going to just put my needle as if to knit through 2 stitches just like that and knit it. So I'm just unraveling the yarn behind the scenes. Okay, and you can probably just about see that decrease leaning to the right there. Right, so now we've got to deal with the decreasing the purl stitches, and this one's a slightly more tricky. So I'm going to bring my yarns to the front as I always would for purling stitches, and rather than go in like this, which is what we've just done, we've got to come in from behind. Okay, now my needle is going to come in from where I've got it now through those 2 stitches. So it's a little bit tricky to kind of get it going and show you at the same time. It will be easier for you because you're not having to try and show that on camera. I think I've missed one there. Let's try that again. Right, there you go. So it's coming in from that angle, between those, through those 2 stitches, and when I show you at the front, you can see it just kind of puts a little twist in them, and then we just purl it down to 1 stitch. Okay, so again we've decreased 2 to 1 on the zinnia and 2 to 1 on the avocado, and if you look on the back you will see that we needed a left leaning decrease just now, and there it is, left leaning, and a right leaning decrease. The first one there it is, right leaning, because what we're doing is the opposite on the back to on the front. So that is how you deal with decreases in double knitting.